Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl GOLDYNAPS and welcome if you are new. In today's video, I'll be straightening my hair. As you can see, we are looking real cute today, okay? We straightened out the fro. I also unintentionally pin curled it, which is why it has these like old Hollywood glam type curls, but honestly I kind of like it better than how my hair looks when it's pinned straight. So I will be showing you guys how to get these results in the video, all of my tips and tricks to go from curly to straight hair. I will also be trimming my hair in this video, which I have not done yet because I just finished straightening it. And I'll be showing you how to maintain it and wrap it overnight so that you can maintain your silk press for the next couple weeks. So if that is of interest to you, then keep watching. Before we get into the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you can see more content like this from me. And without further ado, let's jump right in. All right, so first step in this silk press process, obviously blowing out your hair first. And I happened to blow mine out last night. So last night I blew out my hair and I twisted it up because in my experience, I've only had one successful silk press in the whole like 6 years that I've been natural. And it's because every time I would blow out my hair, it would turn out poofy and puffy and it would just be a waste of time. So I did a little bit of research and I found that when you blow out your hair, it actually swells up and it has more of a likeliness to get puffy. So it's best if you have hair that tends to do that, to blow out your hair the day before you're actually going to flat iron it. So even though I blow dried my hair last night off camera, I'm still gonna give you all the details about what I usually do because I really feel like I have perfected it at this point. If you wanna skip ahead to the flat ironing part, there will be time codes below for you to do so. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the tools for my blowout. I use my handy dandy Dyson blow dryer and I also invested in the comb attachment that they have for this particular blow dryer. At first, I was just using the blow dryer with the flat nozzle that's used for blowouts. I don't know what the particular name is for it, but I would use that with a brush. And like getting the comb attachment, I just feel like for kinky, curly, coily hair, like this is just a lot easier than sitting there and like holding a brush and a blow dryer. Like it just makes it a lot easier. It's a lot easier on my wrist, a lot easier on my arm. So I highly recommend this. It makes it go way faster than it would if you were doing a blow dryer and a brush. All right, now let's talk heat protectant, because if you are not using heat protectant, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because heat protectant is very necessary when you have natural hair so that you can avoid heat damage. And I have tried various heat protectants. I was heavily influenced by YouTube University, where we talk about how silicones are bad for your hair, etc., etc. I would just like to be on the record as saying that silicone heat protectants are the move. They are the move because silicones are going to coat your hair strand and protect it physically from heat. Now, I don't know about y'all, but a heat protectant that is physically creating a barrier to protect my hair from heat sounds like the kind of heat protectant that I need. And so that is the kind that I use. I use this Chi Silk Infusions heat protectant. It works amazingly. It kind of has like, it's like a, it's not a goo. I want to call it a goo, but that's like a terrible way to describe it. It has an oily consistency, but it's heavier than an oil. I have been using it. I've been blowing out my hair a lot recently and I have had no heat damage, and this is what I use every single time. I've only silk pressed my hair once. That was in November within the past year. This will be the second time, but this has done wonders for protecting my hair whenever I do a blowout. Use it every time, no fail, highly recommend it. All right, so now the time has come to actually straighten our hair, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk about tools again because they are highly important to determining the results of whatever it is that we're doing. Today we're straightening our hair, and so the flat iron that we use is going to be of the utmost importance to determining the results that we get. And I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? If you have not invested in a good quality flat iron, that is probably one of the major reasons why you're not getting good results when you're trying to straighten your hair. If you don't have a good quality flat iron, you're not gonna have a good quality silk press. The one that I have is the Nano Titanium Babyliss Pro flat iron. I think I got it from Ulta. They sell it in a bunch of places, but I will have it linked below. I believe it's around $100, not entirely sure, but I will have it linked below. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my flat iron and I'm going to set it to 350 degrees. If you have kinky, curly, or coily hair, just a texture that is on the tighter side and you're really trying to get it, you know, straight enough that it's not puffy and doesn't look like a blowout, you are going to have to use a certain amount of heat. Obviously, you don't wanna go to like 500 degrees where you're creating heat damage for yourself, but you do have to use a substantial amount of heat if you're trying to get your hair flat. 350 degrees is the temperature that I use on my hair. Works perfectly, gets my hair straight, but doesn't cause heat damage. All right, I've got my first twist unraveled. We're gonna add a little bit of additional heat protectant, especially on the ends. And we do not want to do more than 2 passes on each section with the flat iron. That is what I'm keeping in mind. The more passes that you do with your flat iron, the higher risk that you're at for causing heat damage. If your hair is on the thicker side like mine, then I would definitely recommend working in small sections. So each twist, I'm splitting it up into like 4 or 5 individual sections. And take your time bringing that flat iron down. I'm chasing it with a paddle brush just to like get tension on my hair. But if you go too fast, your hair won't be super flat and you'll have to do more passes. So just take your time, especially on that first pass. And when I'm done with the section, I'm just going to crocodile clip it up to keep it out of the way. All right, so now I've got all my sections pressed out and pinned up. I'm gonna do my makeup and also go eat something because I'm hungry. And then I will take all these little things down and probably give myself a trim. My ends weren't looking that bad. The last time I slow pressed my hair, my ends were looking terrible. But honestly, like, they was looking pretty good, but still like to do a little snip anyhow, just to, you know, keep those ends healthy. I still need to trim my ends, so I think I'm gonna shoot some pictures like this and then come back and show y'all how I trim my ends, which is not in a professional manner. I really just clip anything that looks scraggly, but last time I did a trim and I did not show you guys and y'all were like, why didn't you film it? So I'm gonna film it this time so y'all see how I trim my ends very unprofessionally. My hair is kind of cut in layers. It's been a really long time since I got it reshaped. It's been like a year and a half at this point, maybe a little less. But basically all I do is go like layer by layer and then look for any scraggly ends and just snip them off. This makes my hair kind of uneven when it's straight, but you really can't notice it when it's curly, which is how I wear my hair the majority of the time, and it keeps my ends healthy, keeps my hair growing. So that's all I really care about. At some point, I should probably invest in like actually getting my hair cut while it's straight, but honestly, I'm just really worried that going to a stylist to straighten my hair, like they're gonna give me heat damage. Like I know how to straighten my own hair in a way to prevent damaging it, and I'm just kind of worried that going somewhere else to straighten and cut it will ruin it. So, because y'all know, like when you get a curly cut, like it's not even when it's straightened at all, because they usually cut like curl by curl. So I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing, and I will update you if I ever decide to go to a stylist to straighten my hair. Okay, so I went around my head and cut off any like ugly looking ends, and this is how it's looking right now. It really doesn't look that different, but it feels different. Objectively like a pretty bad haircut, but like it works, I guess. I'm sorry if you're a hairdresser and you had to watch me butcher my hair like that. If you know of a really good hairstylist who takes care of natural hair in the Jackson metro area, then please let me know. I have not been able to find one. But yeah, let me know. I will happily go to them and get like a real haircut and slick press. But yeah, this is what is working for now. So I will come back later tonight to show you guys how I wrap my hair to maintain it, and I will catch you then. Okay, I am back, and this is like a week and a half later. My hair is holding up okay. It's starting to get a little humid here in Mississippi, so I've definitely been like sweating at my roots, and my hair is like definitely a bit puffier than it was when I straightened it in the winter. But you know, nothing too crazy. It's still wearable, still looks decent. My hair is getting a little smelly. It's getting a little greasy. So when that happens, I do like to use a little bit of dry shampoo on my roots. I just got this one because it's popular, and I've used it like the last time I did my slick press. It works well. So I'm gonna apply that right now before I show you guys how I wrap my hair. So I really feel like the dry shampoo helps with your slick press not looking so greasy, oily, and weighed down. Really gives it a little more like just movement, because it starts to just look oily after like a week or so. And it also really helps with the smell, like after not washing your hair for a week or two, like it starts to kind of get a smell. And the dry shampoo definitely helps with that. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to how I maintain my slick press at night. I'm just gonna go ahead and part it down the middle. Okay, I've just brushed through my hair, and I'm gonna proceed to start wrapping it. I wrap mine with bobby pins, and I keep the bobby pins in my hair. I know some people don't do that. They like wrap it up with no pins at all. If you have hair that's like medium to shorter length. Like my hair, I don't consider my hair long. I would consider it like medium length. If that's the case, personally, I tried to do it with no bobby pins, and when I woke up, like my hair was like shifting all over the place. I feel like when I keep the bobby pins in my hair, like it stays in place and it keeps my hair super flat. If your hair is really long, then I don't necessarily think that you need to use bobby pins to keep it in place, because your hair is gonna like wrap over itself and keep everything in place. That's not necessarily the case if your hair is shorter. I'm gonna take my first pin. I use these, I think they're called roller pins. I'll have them linked below. They're just large size pins, which work better than small bobby pins, especially if you have thick hair. Okay, so this is how it's looking right now. You basically just wrap and pin as you go. At first, it's kind of tricky to get the hang of, but after you do it night after night, it's pretty easy and quick. Probably takes me like under 3 minutes to do this. And especially if you don't want to keep reapplying heat on your hair, which I personally wouldn't recommend. If you are somebody who wears your hair natural, I think reapplying heat constantly like leads to heat damage. And this is just a way to make sure that your silk press, like in the morning when you take it down, it's super flat. So in addition to wrapping it, I add a scarf on top just to keep everything nice and in place. And then I also add a bonnet over the top of that. And that is how I go to sleep every single night. When it comes to taking a shower, I also feel like adding these like extra layers of security are really important, because obviously the steam in the shower can cause your silk press to puff up, which you don't want. So when it comes to showering, I take off this bonnet. I will put a shower cap on top of this layer and then place the bonnet right on top. Keeps my hair super secure, and I haven't dealt with like puffing up from the steam in the shower. So I'm going to end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it and that the tips and tricks helped you do a silk press at home. And with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.